Today we're going to remove the passenger axle on this 2020 Nissan Altima. Just made a video of replacing the driver's side. Now we're going to do the passenger side. First things first, let's going to go ahead and remove these tie bar end links. We're just going to loosen this one up. Loosen up the rack and pinion end link here for the turning. And then we're going to remove the bolt that's right here to remove it from the ball joint. Then we're going to be removing the nut holding the axle. Maybe not all in that sequence, but that's everything we gotta take off. This one does have a bearing here. I'm hoping we don't have to press anything out. It looks like it's held on by 3 bolts, but that one does not have the same bracket. So we will see how this works. Alright, using a 19mm wrench, there's a hex head over here that you're able to grab on. We're going to use the 18. I'm going to use the impact to drive this out, and the impact makes life so much more easier. Alright, using a 17mm, we'll break this nut right here loose, and just like that comes out. There is a washer right here as well, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this nut back into place. Sorry, I'm eating an apple right now. And I'm going to hit it with the hammer, this little small one. Alright, time for the big one. Got it. There it is. Get this off. The reason I put it on is so we don't mess up the threads. We'll put this washer back here and the nut back into place. This one is here. Now we have to remove this bolt here and this nut. They're both 18mm. So I'm going to use the impact 18 socket and the wrench on this side. Alright, 18 on this side, impact on this side. I got the nut out. I am going to have to hit this pin out, this bolt. I have to remove this one from here as well. So I'm going to just put this nut back into place, and I'm going to repeat the same process that I did with that little steering. There that one goes. The rack and pinion tie-in, and it'll get stuck right there. What you can do is with a punch like this, you could actually hit it right in the middle and hit it through, and there it goes. Went out here flying. Sure you don't bang yourself coming out of there. Alright, so now we have that ball joint loose. We just have to move this control arm down. I am going to use that metal bar, I don't know if you can see it right there, to pry it there in one of these little holes of the control arm and weigh myself down on it so I can move that control arm down, and this will stay stationary and pull that ball joint out. I'm going to try to remove this one here. Alright, I tried to use the punch to try to push that up, but it's not happening. I'm going to just try to drive this out. And this is a size 32mm socket. 32. And it's almost there. It is almost there. Let the AC, the air compressor charge up a bit. And there it goes. This really would not be able to happen without this impact. This impact puts in work. I swear. Alright, and there it is. Sweet. Now we just got to get that ball joint off, remove it from here, remove the 3 bolts, and we'll see what's next. Alright, I have my big old pry bar here shoved into the control arm. I'm going to just bring this down. And you can see it there already coming out. So now I just got to get the whole wheel hub assembly out of there. I'm going to need both hands. Alright, and there it is. Now we just have to get this axle out of here. Great, lock yourself in there. Alright, and this is where it gets confusing. Let me see, maybe if we remove that bolt right there, that bolt down there, and it looks like there's one on the other side. I guess maybe not. That looks like it's just like a little nipple on the, or like indent. So I guess just these 2 bolts, and we'll see what happens right now. Alright, I'm going to use a 13mm socket to get to these bolts right here. I'm using an extension as well, and I'm definitely going to need both hands. Alright, I got both of the bolts off, and that plate came down. Let me see if I can reach it. There it is. Hopefully that kind of holds the axle into place. I really hope I don't have to take this whole piece out, this whole bracket, and press that out. That would suck. Well, I guess I'm gonna just hit it with the punch, maybe back here, right here. That'll be perfect. Oh, how nice! I actually just a whole thing. Oh, it's leaking transmission fluid. All right, so at this point on, we have to do this ASAP. I'm gonna get this one ready, since everything is just gonna slide out. Oh, thank God! Thank God! Everything's just gonna slide out, and that one's gonna slip back into place. So let me get this one ready, so I could throw this one out, and then, you know what I mean? All right, so this one comes with a brand new axle nut. This one is a size 36. The previous one originally was a 32. So we're gonna remove this shaft, slap this one into place right in there, and I have my oil catch pan here. Put that into place, and let's swap it real quick before we drop pallet tranny fluid. There's the old one, here goes the new one. Throw it right back in there, and it's not the right one. This seal does not match that seal. Fudge. Well, I'll just get the replacement corrected. Alright, I finally got the correct part. This is still the correct part number. They just did not package it correctly. They packaged it for the 4-wheel drive. This is for the front-wheel drive. I just have a little issue with it. It already came damaged. But I'm going to attempt to fix this and use this, because this was a special order, so they do not have this in stock. I'm trying to get this car running. Alright, I try to do my best to fix it. It's a lot better than what it was. And now we're going to remove the old one and install the new one. Continue where we left off. Alright, and I'm going to remove it, and I'll do the swap. And I am obviously going to need both hands for this here. Alright, and there it is. Fits perfectly. Transmission was starting to leak transmission fluid. As soon as I put that in, it stopped. I wiped it down. Now we're going to put this bracket back into place. Kind of holds the axle into place here. That goes right here, right behind it. And it does take 2 bolts. The bolts are here and here. I forgot what size these are. They are 13s. So we'll put these into place and secure them back down. Alright, and I am using the 13 with a 9-inch extension, a 6-inch and a 3-inch, and just secure this down. And the bottom one as well. Alright, and I'll remove the axle nut, and then we'll insert the shaft into the wheel hub there. Then we'll try to get it onto this ball joint down in here. Alright, and there it is. You just need to move the wheel hub around this ball joint, get it kind of out of the way, and then I'm going to just put in the nut here to kind of just hold it there. Then we have to get this to go into the bottom here. I'm going to use this as leverage. I'm going to leave these undone. I'm going to put that pry bar here so I can bend this down and try to work this lower ball joint into the hub here. Alright, I have the pry bar here and I'm holding this down and I'm able to get it in here, but now the real fight will be to slip that joint into there. Alright, and there it is. The driver's side was not as friendly. There is a bolt that goes through there. Here it is. Sorry, it's been a couple of days. Now we're going to insert the bolt through here and then put the nut on the other side, and just like so, and we'll secure it with, I believe it's an 18. I'm going to use an 18 impact socket, and I'm going to be using an 18 wrench to hold the nut down. And yes, it is an 18, so I'll be using the 18 to hold down the nut, and then I'll use the 18 impact to drive down, there it is, that bolt and secure it into place. Alright, and just like it's secured, now we'll put in the sway bar link end here into place, and I will put on the rack and pinion end link here to the wheel hub assembly. We'll secure this down. There's a little axle groove here, or hex for 19, and I believe this is 18. Yes, this one is 18, the back one is 19, this one is also 18, and we'll slip this into here. Then we'll secure everything down, move the washer, adjust it, and slip that sucker into place. You're going to need both hands to adjust this and let that slip. You put in the washer and then the nut right on top. So I'll use the 19 on the back, then I'll hit this with the impact 18, and there it is. And we'll hit this one with the 18, and that one's slipping a little bit, so I'm gonna need both hands. And there it is. A couple of uggas, just take care of it. It is nice and secured. This is nice and secured. This is nice and secured. Now we're just going to do the nut here, and this one actually has a little cotter pin that will slip into place after we secure this down. This one, oh, I did not return that nut. Whoopsies. It is not a 36, but the driver's side is. I have no idea why they would do a different size. Let's try maybe, oh, maybe a little bit smaller still. Oh, don't tell me it's gonna be a 32. Let me see, 32. What? This is the original size. So anyways, we'll use a 32 to secure this one down. Then we'll put in the little cotter pin that they provided right here, and just give it some uggas, and then we'll put in the cotter pin. We'll slip this into place. We'll give it a nice little gap and a nice good bend. On the driver's side, it does not come like this. On the driver's side, you actually have to bend the nut down to secure it. Interesting. Alright, we'll give it a nice good bend, and then I like to just, like, if I can, probably gonna need pliers to hit these over to the side. Alright, I use some needle nose to kind of just bend it upwards. And let me see what will do the trick, because I like to have these pretty nice and flat. And I should be right back. Alright, and I just compressed it down with some pliers. Bam. There we go. Nice and smooth. And we are ready to throw on our wheel and call it a day. I try to say wheel and right at the same time. Throwing a W like Elmer Fudd. I want to catch me a weapon. And we are using a size 21 to to secure these down. And I messed up because I should have gone here, and then here, and then here, and then here. Okay. Anyways, secure the wheel down. Then I like to give them all a nice, good little checky. Can never be too secured. And that is it. That is how we install the passenger axle on this 2020. It's been a couple of days. Nissan Altima. Yeah, we're gonna call it 20. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe.